So, welcome to the stream. Today, farming gold. Up to
Do you need my aid?
40 millions is the plan, and then trying to reroll a ring and a weapon
I don't want to be alone.
so that we get a little bit more damage and also a little bit more value. So, main parts. Mercy's Reach for gold. Altide for an option to get a little bit value out of this. And then also we need sigil powder. We are extremely low in sigil powder. We have basically today and tomorrow to beat the game because the day after we get the patch. And we wanted to beat level 100 Nightmare Dungeon before the patch. I hope we are able to. It's all a luck thing, not gonna lie. If you don't get a really good key, it's basically shit. Yeah, and with legs like that. Gets harder and harder and harder to get through all this shit.
I must wait. Not ready. Not ready yet. Need more time.
Oh wait, it didn't trigger. We are able to take this.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, in 20 minutes is how tired right about it. Yeah. Between 15 and 20, let's put it at that.
Need more time. They're not ready yet.
Arms for the light. Fair trade. Anything else? Well struck. Well struck. Fair trade.
So we need to do this at least 35 times.
I must wait. Need more time.
I think we go most likely only for mystery chests and helltide. Anything else feels like really not great. Tried it the last couple of days, was somewhat of a waste of time, most likely, to run for the other chests. Mystery chests are still good for materials and stuff like that. And also for legendary powers, and we still need a couple of them going forward.
I must wait. I need more time. I need time to do that.
It was a pretty bad drop.
I must wait.
Not gonna lie, that was a pretty bad drop. What am I doing? By the way, controllers loaded. The Obus farm, we did the Obus farm yesterday. It wasn't really valuable. It took us half to an hour, between half an hour and an hour, to actually get enough Obus. And on top of that, we weren't lucky gambling something out of it. So the value is somewhat of relatively small compared to what you could get and what you could do. Yeah, of course. I expect nothing else. The value wasn't that great compared to this. It wasn't strong enough.
Anything else? Fair trade. Well struck.
Was close to being good. With cooldown reduction, I would have taken it.
I must wait.
So there should be a hell tide now. We're gonna go run one more round. Oh no, it's still 6 minutes. Okay. Let me wait. I mean, we're gonna run 2 or 3 more rounds before we start. Thing is, I don't want to spend too much time in Hell Tides. Because the only thing I hope I get out of it is legendary powers.
I need time to do that.
Fair trade. Well struck. Anything else?
Maybe one reason why.
Not while
Shit like this happens, it costs too much time. You're not gonna go for the event of it this year. I don't really give a shit. It also isn't, which is good. Don't really want to target farm anything anymore. It's more like legendary powers and gold. These are the main concerns I have. Plus sigil powder. I need sigil powder. I do not have enough sigil powder to really build any sigils, nightmare sigils. So the only way I care about events is in Helltide. And if you... What is going on? Why aren't you reacting, game? Like you should be. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I have 295 sigil power. This is really weak. In ore, we look actually pretty well. Nothing to say about this. Literally everything is beefed up besides the weapon and the ring at the moment, because I kind of want to re-roll them before I upgrade them in any kind of way. Yeah, I don't really care much about blues because it's not materials, it's gold. I mean, if I pick it up, I pick it up and I sell it, period. Changes between gold values aren't that big, so the difference in gold values aren't that big. So this is also the reason why I collect all the sacreds with me. Because the difference between selling an ancient and selling a sacred is somewhat of 2,000 gold or something like this. Sometimes maybe 4,000, but it's not big. It's not really a big difference. So we most definitely do not care. It's the same like picking up gold, and if you have values for selling around 20 and 30,000 for an item, you usually do not care about any stupid type of shit that would give you maybe 1,000 or 2,000 more gold or less gold. Also not really a time factor, considering that
My bags are full.
you need more time to acquire all this shit before you teleport back. It doesn't really matter much. Selling these items is also pretty quick because, you know, these are sacreds. Sell, 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 period. You don't even look at them, you only look at ancients. And I'm also just looking at specific ancients. There are a lot of ancients I'm completely ignoring. This was shit. Yeah, like I said, this was shit. Pens. Unfortunately bad.
Fair trade.
And if you spend time really looking at what you pick up and what you don't want to pick up, especially with PlayStation, where it's pretty clunky to pick up items or not, you spend way too much time on things like that. Okay, it's up. How tight is up? And we are looking at, this is actually a relatively good position. Besides the well-known, yeah, the north part is shit. Should we go to the south part first? We should go to the south part first, I think. Because in this area it's really easy to farm cinders. And we need 350 in total. And the faster you are able to acquire those, the faster you will be able to get through with it. Okay, it's not there yet.
I must wait.
I one-shotted this guy with kick.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I must wait. I must wait.
As far as I know, you don't lose your cinders. But there's still a chance that the event gets rerolled. Yeah, perfect. How it works. I seriously don't know which way is faster, doing this or doing just pendling between events. Like I said, the chance is relatively high that like this. We're still at 138. That was not quite useful. But I got every time in an event. Okay. Let's go to the other event and then let's go south to the chest. Not really south. Yeah, kinda southeast. There's only one enemy here. What? Where are all these events? The chest is somewhere down here. Where are all these enemies?
I'm not ready yet. I must wait. Not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Nothing was dragged. Did they change the chest? No, they didn't. I'm just maybe at the wrong position? No, they did. Okay, the chest is now down here. Let's go through this. Even the other chest got rerolled on one of the most stupid positions you can actually get the chest. So we should try to get something around 300 up here because it's easier, down here because it's easier to farm the shit down here compared to the other position.
Ready yet.
Could just walk up there. We are close to 100. Would have around 2 to 3 events on our way.
Skins of leather and steel, gently used. Good price. There's a deal.
It was furry cast thingy, yeah.
Very nice. Good price. It is a deal. Win favor. Thank you.
I'm not ready yet.
Is someone there?
Do you need my aid?
I need your help. I can't see. My dearest wanders these woods alone.
I mean, look at this Wrath, Benji. It does not kill itself. But all the other enemies are gonna kill themselves. How many shots did I get from this Benji right now? 5, 6, 7? It's still alive. It was still alive.
I'm not ready yet.
Are you gonna attack me? One shot or one hit and I'm frozen. I actually don't know any boss because I am basically a boss for all these enemies. I don't know about any boss who gets insta frozen.
I'm not ready yet.
I think it's just a little bit too overpowered. How fast you're gonna get in trouble. Basically forces you to use certain skills you don't want to use. Actually, I mean, I seriously don't want to use Iron Skin. I'm just forced to use it because you're gonna get basically all the time fucked over with stuns.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, I'm already there. We finished this event just for the mammals. For the obels. So we can gamble basically a little bit. I need to, but the chest is there. We're gonna teleport there. Okay, let's kill this guy.
Not ready yet.
Just quickly sell the shit. Oh, it's empty. My coffee is empty. It's not good. It's not a good sign. What the fuck? Yeah, we just right there. We basically just get there with so much stuff. We don't really need more. We just want to get the chest. Still took us around 30 minutes. Yeah, that's not great.
I need more time.
Of course. Just take care of these elixirs. I forgot something to loot. Somehow. I don't know what. Dog banner cosmetic. Okay. Yeah, might have been white. Chilling on the ground as a white item. I completely ignored us.
This I can sell. I think. Decent value.
Okay, let's turn on ovals. Gamble for necklace. Period. I really don't care much. Not even 10. So
The winds truly favor you.
pretty sure we are not gonna gambling into the absolute madness necklace. I think chance to really get a really good necklace out of this is just not great. And we could use this power. Not yet. We just put it on the bank, maybe for later. Yeah, like I said, the gambling part is not quite a thing, to be honest. It's more like you get more legendary powers out of it. If you really need the legendary powers, you should gamble for a specific slot, which contains your legendary power, but nothing else. Yeah. Back to the usual. There's the dungeon, there's the teleport. 6 million in an hour, with an hell tide in between, so that was half an hour hell tide, half an hour farming 6 million and half an hour. Seems good to me. So still 34 million to go. Just a bit. I'm gonna take a break for 5 minutes and then I will be back. So there we go. Starting the madness again.
Not while I'm in town.
I'm not gonna go for this event. Like I said, I don't care about gambling.
Just wait. Just wait. I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet.
I still need another fortify enchant. I'm sorry.
Not ready yet. I must wait. Not ready yet.
Was 2 runs and not a full bag. That's not great. Maybe we stop doing hell tides. I feel like the value we get at the moment out of hell tides is not great. Because we are focused on getting getting money and a couple of legendary powers we would need to obtain.
Not ready yet. I must wait.
Don't know he needs. No reason to fight.
Not ready yet.
Okay, maybe it's because we picked up less blues. Maybe we're full.
I can't lift more.
Anything else? Fair trade. Well struck.
Yeah, her tide took us way too much time. We could be already... what? We are at 7 million? How? In 1.5 hours? This is really bad. That's no money at all. All right. Yeah, 7 million is not great, to be honest. We should be at least 10, 12 million at the moment. 1.5 hour playtime.
Well struck. Fair trade. Anything else?
8.4. I'm actually thinking about going for a different approach with the Thorns AoE. I mean, it's pretty nuts and pretty important to have this. But I also feel like you could used the axe for pulling in enemies. The cooldown reduction you get on it, that means you get more berserking out of it. And if 8 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 Thorns procs are gonna be AoE, I don't know if this is a big deal, because the problem is if you don't have berserking, and this happens in between. If you don't have berserking, you're not able to deal enough damage or Thorns damage at all. I mean, your main Thorns damage is coming from berserking at the moment. And this is my main concern, that the duration and shit like that's not gonna be enough. And also lots of especially ranged enemies, you basically pull them towards you and then they just run away without any speed issues or something like this. On top of that, you can spare 1 point. Maybe not, I don't know. Against slow enemies, you don't really have much against crowd control or slow enemies. Okay, 3 or 4. And you also crowd control them with 65% less movement. I just don't know about the defensive abilities, how this would play out.
Well struck.
It's basically useless if there's no cooldown reduction on it. Distant enemy is also shit, so not gonna lie. Would be nice to see the Thorns ability. Yeah, all stats and strength is missing. This is really low. Also the rest is shit.
Fair trade.
I also should have a look for helmets.
Well struck.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Anything else?
9.5. More than 1.5 hours, but we had a hard tide within half an hour, so it's 10 million an hour basically. Yeah. There's also what Vidishu talked about in his video today. I've seen a video from him today. I don't know if it was released today or yesterday or a couple of days ago. Everything wrong with Diablo 4, and I feel like so many things are just wrong with his expectation. What he wants. There are a couple of quality life options he was talking about, and I think he's correct with this. But he talked about stuff like reducing the defense overall, because the defense is too high. He's blasting the game 16 hours a day or something like this. And I can tell that literally 90% of all people playing this game, they do not have the time to blast the game 16 hours a day. It's just impossible for them. And in my opinion, that's a real big oof. So if you do not have the time, how would you ever be able to get the defense you need to run through the game and the knowledge and everything? It's just impossible for most people to beat the game at this point. His video was extremely selfish because he was only thinking about himself. And of course, someone with this expertise, this knowledge about the game, he pulled together for himself and with other people together on a website. They use max roll basically. It's easy to talk about this because he was talking about things like respec cost. I think respec cost is too much. If you compare this with someone who has at most 3 hours a day because he goes every day to work, 1 hour farming gold is a lot of time, and those people do not know all the sneaky things in the game, like running Mercy's Reach is actually valuable in terms of gold farm. If you run 1 hour Mercy's Reach, you might be able to respec your character, that's right. But there are people, they do not have this knowledge. So, do you want to exclude from the game 90% majority of all people? No, you don't. You seriously don't. And these people are extremely important for the game. If these people do not play the game is done. You know, Diablo is done. And this is what Blizzard is basically sometimes doing, or later on they're gonna go more into this direction. You kind of need to realize they are a company, they want to make money, and if their games are shit and only accessible for people who have hours over hours of time, and fit their theme, then basically out of 3 million people getting this game, 2.5 million people will just go away from it, and then it's a shit game. And if they release the next game, it will also be a shit game. Because they knew the promises they made right out of the box, nothing of this was ever a thing anymore. This is what I've seen so far, that all the promises are gone. The game does not offer enough build variety for the end game. For example, this is one of the biggest issues I have at the moment, that the build variety is really hard to achieve. And then also the stats and stuff like this, they are most likely 90%. This is so mad, eh? 90% of all of these stats are just literally useless. And if you would follow what he said completely about this game, this is also so sad. This is a lot of life. But then the only damage stat is damage by berserking, which is the smallest. Lucky hits, bullshit. And the other one also, the vulnerable damage, nice. Go away.
Fair trade.
Yeah, if you would follow what he said and you would actually do what he said, the game gets more and more challenging. And for most people, actually, literally 95% of all people out there, maybe 90, the game is extremely challenging. And he wants to make it even harder by reducing vulnerable, but not talking about that other things need to be pushed. That's just shit. If you talk like this, it's just shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he means that you should reduce vulnerable, but you should push other stats so that they get more value. But this is not like he said it, and this kind of makes me mad a little bit about what he was talking about there. It's really harsh. I think there must be more brackets, more damage brackets, instead of just 2 brackets. At the moment we have 2 brackets, multiplicatively and additive. So the brackets itself, they multiply with each other, the 2 brackets, but the stats in these brackets, they are either multiplicative or additive. And we have, I don't know, we should have multiple brackets that have a synergy in it, and they multiply on each other. For example, if I go for close enemy damage, it should never add with distant enemy damage.
Not ready yet.
It should never add with this, distant enemy damage. It makes no sense to add these on top of each other. Because I'm gonna go for a close range build, and if I'm gonna go for a close range build, it makes no sense that these add. Or if I go for a status effect build, like bleed, for example, bleed, poison, shadow, or something like this, these should be fire damage. These should be additive in itself. But they should multiply with, for example, close enemy damage, or vulnerable damage brackets, or stuff like this, you know, so that you have multiple brackets. The brackets itself is just additive in the bracket, and you have different categories, like, for example, all the things with status effects, they multiply, they add on top of each other. If we go for a status effect build, these stats will be additive, but they will multiply with other things, like a bracket that's more into close enemy damage stuff, that's more into, or another bracket that's more into distant enemy stuff, you know? Just multiple brackets to give the game more variety. What we have at the moment is terrible, not gonna lie, and this is where he's completely right. But just nerfing vulnerable as a stat is bullshit. It's just not gonna help. And then you have a bracket which concerns things like if you have specific things activated, like stun, crowd control, while berserking, for example. This would be one example. Another would be making brackets while and 2, so 2 vulnerable enemies and more damage while stunned, or something like that. Actually, it's the other way around. More damage against enemies while berserking, for example. That would be, yeah. 2 stunned and while berserking are the 2 things I think could be that could be 2 different brackets, for example. Wait, what? How did you get here? Where were you? He vanished. So that you have more brackets overall. And then maybe you still go for a status bracket or something like this. Yeah, and then he was talking about defenses are, oh yes, nice. Defenses are too high. It's too easy to go through level 100 Nightmare Dungeons, but look at numbers. How many people actually beat the game at level 100 Nightmare Dungeon? How many people actually beat the Pinnacle boss? And I'm pretty sure the numbers are shocking compared to the people starting out with this game. I think this is at the moment the biggest oof that content creators are only gonna present the game with their line of sight. So they want to have a bigger challenge because they know the game too well. But this is not the line we should actually take consideration. The line is the actual player base, and if 90% of all the people do not have the time to do shit like that, it's just useless for them. So if they would change the game like with Dishu, what would want to have it way harder to get through the cast, leave the casts in there, because he just needs an hour to farm a whole respec. Other people do not need an hour, they need more, and they still want to enjoy the game. I think this selfishness is just destroying the game even more. I'm not saying that loot should be crazier, harder, better, and stuff like this. I'm saying that there should be still a chance for other people to get there, even without always being in the need of using Google and builds from other people. That they are able to build their own character, their own build, and still be able to beat the end game without spending tremendous amounts of time for researching, figuring out game mechanics. You know, there are people, they have 3 hours a day to play this game. And they don't, and this excludes time for YouTube. They are pretty fast fucked up about this because they need to go to work every day, or they have a family. And then there are other people, they are kind of the middle ground, and I guess this is the base you should actually look at. They have 4 to 5 hours a day maybe, because they need to go to school, they still have their studies. They also don't play every day, but they have, let's say, average 5 hours a day to play the game. And then you have the absolute madness. My card broke, I've seen it. Give me a sec. Then you have people, they are absolutely madness. They play 16, 18 hours a day, which is absolutely bonkers. Sleep for 6, play for 18. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Find a hobby. Do something for your body. Sometimes you should actually visit the world. Because there are other things in it. They are also interesting. And this is not the player base we should look at. Because I'm sorry, but this is just absolutely bonkers what they are doing, and they are also not the most customers, because there's just a small space of people doing this. And if Dishu gets bored from the game because it's too easy, and how about you play Elden Ring? or whatever, a little bit of Path of Exile. How about in between of your 16 hours a day you play another game that's also great, because you are a content creator. You don't need to fix on one game or focus on one game. This is actually completely wrong, and this destroys the game for so many people out there. And if you really look at a specific part of that, these people are the people with the money in their bags. These people are the people actually spending money in the shop. The amount Vidishu would pay for his bullshit, he makes that with YouTube easy peasy. So as a content creator, so if he spends money in the shop, it's what you have paid him, basically. You know, you have paid him money so that he is able to do this content creation shit. And you have paid also for his battle pass, for his transmogs if he gets some. And yeah, this is not what you want from someone like that. You don't want to hear things like the game is too easy. If you aren't able to get the game done in this short amount of time we had. And we had a short amount of time. Not gonna lie. I know people, they play the game every freaking day. And they are still not level 100. And they are not able to reach level 100 before the season starts. We are in the holiday time, so people in my house, to be honest, playing this game,
Anything else?
they still didn't get up to level 100. It is just not possible for them because of time. They have kids, so they are not able to get there. And now they are in holidays, so they I don't know where they are actually, but they are chilling in their holidays, and they don't have the time to play there, and they don't want to play there because it would be not useful to pay a lot of money to get to a place to play games. It's just, I'm sorry, nobody should do that. And they won't reach, they are something around 70, 80-ish. They won't reach before the season starts, because they are back one day after the season starts. They won't reach level 100, so they won't reach the end game. They won't have a chance to enjoy all of this, because Blizzard Entertainment took that from them. Unless they completely give a fuck off season and they play their Eternal Realm characters up to level 100. So this is a big fuck up for these people. They are just saying that this is not great. They just don't like it, because they also want to have a chance to enjoy this. So the season started way too early, and I'm pretty sure way earlier than Blizzard even anticipated to start. I'm kind of 100% certain that they didn't want the game to go that crazy. Maybe they wanted to introduce the season after August, and end of August, the earliest. And now we are 1 month and 16 days after launch. We have the first season. That's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous for a game that's so big. But these people, they make the game look small. And the game is big. I mean, yes, there need to be a lot of things fixed and changed for the better, 100%, not gonna lie. There's still more space for endgame options. For actual endgame options, and not just running nightmare dungeons, and maybe in between you do some hell tides. in gold grind in normal dungeons. But we most definitely don't need a season now. I think the season was the biggest mistake so early they could have done.
I'm not ready yet.
Unless they provided with a huge patch that would change the whole gameplay and the game experience for the end game content, and make it more valuable. But I don't think this is gonna happen. I think it's more like, yeah, we push out the season, so people have now a patch which enables them to level faster. This is what we want. I guess the biggest issue is that they take everything in consideration the content creators are talking about, because content creators are the biggest thing they need. They advertise the whole game all day long, so which is basically what they really want. If the content creator is happy, the game outside will be represented as a good game. If the content creators aren't happy with the game is a shit game. And at the moment, most likely content creators are happy with the game, mostly, besides a couple of things which are fixable and changeable. But the majority of people is just not happy with the game because it drives too fast. And it is really hard for them to go up there because they don't have the time to look up every single shady thing you can do to level up your character in 50 hours. And up until they reach 50 hours, like I said, there are people, they have 3 hours a day time. So in 10 days, they have 60 hours. And then imagine that they are basically also not able to run the game with friends because some of them do not have friends playing this game. That's also a thing. And they don't want to add more friends playing this game because it's just useless. So solo playing is shit. Playing with friends is way too valuable. These are the biggest issues I have. Oh, perfect, my inventory. Yeah, why did I press this shitty shrine? Oh, stupid. Okay. Always. I think there's a lot they can do to change the game, but don't start a season. The season is not the solution. Starting a new season is most definitely not the solution for making this game a great game, which is not at the moment. There are way too many things too bad about the game.
Fair trade.
What was this? Was Ryan, right? Yeah. Right.
Anything else?
Sorry for the noises. All my doors and windows are open because it's extremely hot in here. This would be a really good ring if it would have HP. No vulnerable, right?
Farewell.
Right, we just need to pick up the shit and then we are done with this dungeon, right? Oh no, we have still a little bit to go. 13 million. Oh, you again.
Not ready yet.
The things that should change in my mind is a broader way to play the game in the end game. So nightmare dungeons shouldn't be the only end game activity that has value in some sort of way. Of course, fixing the drops, the gold drops, the item drops in nightmare dungeons, so that nightmare dungeons kind of get the same value than normal dungeons. Or higher, they should be higher. This could be, in my opinion, a really easy fix in terms of just looking at the ratios and between ancestral and sacred items. Because what I think is that the ratio is not quite good at the moment.
Can't lift more.
What? I just was selling. So for example, if you join World Tier 4, you start dropping Ancestrals, maybe with a 30-40% chance. In normal dungeons, the chance is a little bit higher. So it's a 50-50, 50% sacred, 50% Ancestrals, and that's fine. I think World Tier 4 is not the end game and should not be too overpowered. And then you join Nightmare Dungeons, and at Nightmare Dungeon level 50, you should also be able to obtain more. It's pretty high for what is on it, but I don't know. Yeah, perfect. Perfect timing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it should be something around 60-40 the ratio, because at the moment it feels like sometimes in Nightmare Dungeon 50, which is halfway through the content, the drop rates, the drops are just, I don't know, way too worst case. If we extract this and put it on a 200 weapon, this is a worst case extraction, right? Because it is just sacred and the values are pretty low. I just want to know. At the moment we have 5,598. If you put the this is 3,000. Wow, this is a really shitty thing. That's crazy that it doesn't scale with weapon, it scales with item power, and if the item power and the item itself is shit. Interesting. Yeah, I'm back in 2 minutes. I just need to use the bathroom and put something into my oven. 1-2 minutes. So there we go. Basically need to relog to reset the dungeon. So in 20 minutes I'm gonna make a break to eat something. Actually way too late, but I slept like a bear. Seriously. I need my sleep. Sleep's really important. To me at least. I mean there are people, I can sleep when I'm dead. No. No. I want to sleep. I want to sleep till I get sleepy all over again. No, I want to sleep till I can't sleep no more. To get sleepy all over again. Which is pretty fast, not gonna lie. He chilled back there and thought, no, I'm not gonna play with you. That's not my thing. $14 million. The expectation was that we get around about 40 million. And then reroll the ring in the hopes that we get the values we need. And then rerolling the axe in the hopes we get the values you need. And in between, we still have the hope that there might be something that's better than what we have at the moment. Insta frozen there. Insta. I got that on my way back. Again? Yeah, if you really go this dungeon, you instead of Helltide was really a mistake. It takes way too much time to gimp around them Helltide compared to what you can do here
Fair trade.
if you need money. I would even say if you need legendary powers. But unfortunately we do not get the most legendary powers.
Anything else?
Yeah, if that would be a vulnerable. Nah, actually.
Well struck. Be wary on the road.
15. It's not even half, and we are at 2 hours. But this is, like I said, 30 minutes Helltide was just in money 2 millions or something like this. In 30 minutes here, I'm gonna make way much more money. And before you complain about the stash space, believe me, they already have a solution. They just don't want you to get the solution now. This is also they talk about after season 2 here and after season 2 there. How do they know exactly these dates? Like it's written in blood.